What do you think of when I say the word mother-in-law? You might flinch a little as you think, oof, you won't believe what mine did last week. Or maybe you're the lucky person that thinks, I actually hit the mother-in-law jackpot. Well, I have a lot to say about mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. As a matter of fact, I have 5 rules that can absolutely transform your relationship with your in-law. By the way, I use the terms mother-in-law and daughter-in-law in this talk, but the rules apply to any in-law relationship. Now, before we talk fixes, let's talk foundation. I think the main reason why the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law dynamic is so delicate is that both women deeply love the same man. So it's not a natural relationship. It's basically a love triangle without all the romance, but with all the drama. Speaking of love, I have to disclaim that I love my mother-in-law, and we have a fantastic relationship. And many of the rules are based on the things she does right. But for the past 17 years, I have been teaching about marriage to brides all over the world. And one of the biggest issues I hear over and over again is about in-laws. Specifically, you guessed it, mother-in-laws. So I'm privy to some of the juiciest complaints. Things got interesting when I started getting meeting requests from the mother-in-laws. Yes, they reached out with their gripes and questions on how to handle their tricky daughter-in-laws. Now, at first, I would just listen and be thinking, note to self, how not to act as a mother-in-law. Or, wow, gotta make sure not to do that to my mother-in-law. But then I decided to do a deep dive. You see, I'm a journalist, and I do a ton of writing for various publications. I interviewed hundreds of mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws for an article. Within days, that article reached a record-breaking number of readership. So I knew I was onto something. I discovered that almost every single mother-in-law longed for more inclusion, and almost every single daughter-in-law wished for more space. So basically, while one is dreaming of Sunday brunch together, the other one is fantasizing about canceling it. So here are the top 5 rules that every mother-in-law and daughter-in-law should both follow in order to enjoy in-law utopia. Rule number 1, play fair. Congratulations, your son is married. Now it's time to play fair. Treat your daughter-in-law like one of your own. If you're giving gifts, doing favors, or making plans, include both. A light bulb went off for me regarding this rule when a student of mine shared that when her husband's brother got married, her mother-in-law paid for every single one of her daughters to get their makeup done, and did not offer this to her one daughter-in-law. My student felt really slighted. The solution? Do for all or do for none. And daughter-in-laws, you gotta play fair too. Treat your mother-in-law like your own mother. Call both moms, visit both sides. Give your children the gift of both sets of grandparents, because here's the secret. Daughter-in-laws, the more you include, the less they intrude. And mother-in-laws, the more you intrude, the more they're gonna try to exclude. Rule number 2, Q-tip, quit taking it personally. This is big. Stop assuming everything is about you. In almost any life situation, you can create a narrative that helps you or hurts you. So why choose the version that leaves you feeling insulted? A student once called and was like, my fiance's parents barely spoke when they met me for the first time. They hate me. I said, or maybe they were just nervous like you. Another student was like, my mother-in-law brought over dinner. Does she think I can't cook? I told her that exact scenario would be somebody else's dream come true. If your mother-in-law makes you dinner, maybe it's her way of saying I care, not you can't cook. Let's stop finding malice where there might just be misunderstanding, because most of the time, it's probably not about you. Here's the thing. When you take everything personally like this, your mother-in-law starts to feel muzzled. Your daughter-in-law feels like she can do no right. This no-win situation makes everybody want to give up. But when you stop taking it personally, you de-energize the behavior, and then, even the most difficult in-law becomes neutral. So how do you stop taking it personally? With rule number 3, start thanking and praising. It's really just that simple. Because no matter how different your personalities may be, there's always something to be thankful for. Mother-in-laws, this woman married your son. That means something. Daughter-in-laws, this woman spent years raising the person you love most. That alone deserves recognition. So say thank you. Give compliments, because a little praise softens even the hardest of hearts. And most importantly, it softens your heart. By the way, quick hint, I found that most daughter-in-laws crave praise and most mother-in-laws crave thanks. Trust me, I've done the research. So now let's talk about rule number 4. Choose connection over control. Control and connection are polar opposites in any relationship. The more control you try to exert, the less closeness you'll have. A student of mine, we'll call her Tammy, called me feeling suffocated. Her mother-in-law insisted on hosting them for Friday night dinner every single week for months. She would call in advance, and if Tammy even hesitated, she'd be like, I already asked Dave. He said you're free. So in an attempt to create closeness, this mother-in-law ended up pushing Tammy away. If you want real connection, give space. They may come less often, but then when they do come, you'll know that they actually want to be there. And how do you make sure that they want to be there? Mother-in-laws, don't tell your daughter-in-law how to raise her child. Daughter-in-laws, don't use your kids as pawns. That's control, not love, and everybody loses. Rule number 5, accept and respect. Here's an eye-opener and my favorite rule of all. Guess what? You don't have to like your in-laws. That's right. What you think of them is actually irrelevant. You can't change them, but your behavior, that's on you. You have to accept them for who they are and respect them no matter what. And respect begins with boundaries. In some wedding rituals, the bride circles the groom 7 times, symbolizing the home they're now building and the couple's sacred space. No one else belongs inside that circle, not even the parents. Mother-in-laws, the relationship you once had with your child has changed. It doesn't mean he loves you less. He's just building his own family now. Respect your child enough to show that you'll now fit into his life rather than forcing yourself in. And daughter-in-laws, your in-laws have limitations with how much they can help and how much they can handle. You got to respect that. Respect is not optional. It reflects who you are. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to look in the mirror and feel proud of the person staring back at you. Because when you choose to honor your in-laws, you're honoring yourself too. And that kind of self-respect, it brings deep, satisfying inner peace. Look, this relationship will never be perfect because it's not meant to be. But if you stop focusing on who's right and you start doing what's right, something magical happens. Tension eases. These 5 rules are really 5 paths to a better dynamic. And even if you just pick one of them, slowly, even the most futile relationship can be fun again. Okay, maybe not fun, but at least manageable. So remember, you don't have to win. You just have to follow these 5 guiding rules. And that, my friends, is how we build families that last. Thank you.